Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the sun in the third house in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the sun in the houses in the natal chart, and they were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first off, well, the sun in astrology is connected with focus and attention. So people that have the sun in the third house in the natal chart may put a lot of that focus and attention on communications, disseminating and assimilating information, mobility, their cerebral ability, and short journeys, matters with local transportation. It could be vehicles as well, expressing manual dexterity. I had a friend of mine many years ago that had his son in Leo in the natal chart, and I think he really wanted to dominate, in terms of, being, shining, being that best, auto mechanic around. He also had a Gemini rising and used to boast about himself being a quick thinker. So I think we saw a lot of that Leo Gemini energy manifesting there, third house energy. But anyway, the thing about this too is it could also be about putting the focus and attention on just general intellectual stimulation, cerebral, matters, solving, using mental agility to solve issues. And the early education, there may have been more focus and attention on that than many other people. The thing about this too is that the sun in the third house is similar to the sun in Gemini, but of course you got to blend in the sun sign as far as that goes. And this person may be a conversation dominator because the sun is about domination, and the third house, of course, is communication, speaking, conversations. Now, the sun in astrology is also associated with our drive and motivation. So having the sun in the third house, the person may have a lot of drive and motivation in matters, again, connected with communication, disseminating, assimilating information, expressing oneself eloquently in articulate manner. It could be matters with writing. This may be somebody also that may have a lot of drive, motivation, that incentive for activities in general, with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. It could even be people that were prominent in one's early education. And going back to that, that Leo sun, Gemini rising friend I told you about before, I could remember that he had people come over and help him out with projects that he knew back in like the high school days, and it was interesting. This really, he really strongly resonated with that sun in the third house description delineation. But anyway, now the sun in astrology is also connected with our vitality and energy. It's similar to the ascendant in that manner, though I think the ascendant does play more of a role in our vitality and energy level, but the sun can play a role as well as Mars. And this could be a person that puts a lot of that, expends a lot of energy in matters that are pertaining to communications, to speaking, to their writings, and it could be short journeys, local transportation. Again, could be working on vehicles. It could be just matters with cars, vehicles in general. There may be a lot of restless energy too, because remember the third house is the house of Gemini, and it's just and also in their early education, this person may have expended, more energy, during that time, than the average person. The person may have wanted to shine in those matters as well. Now, the sun is also has a connection to the physical body. So you're talking about the third house, which is associated with Gemini. So there can be some issues in some cases with the hands, the arms, the lungs, breathing, and even this is also about mobility as well. And there could be, sometimes there may be just a lot of, how the person feels physically may play more of a role on their mobility. Um, it can be also too where the physical body may have, some connection with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. And the thing about that is, and I'll elaborate and expound on that, you could have where, the siblings, cousins, and neighbors may take more of a toll on the physical body of this person, or they might feel that, the person that has this placement may be more a little bit conscious about, the appearance and how they look physically to these people, more so than in many other instances and placements, and also in matters associated with short journeys as well. Mobility, short journeys may take more of a toll on the physical body than the average person. And also, third house again is associated with manual dexterity, so it can be something where this person, it's about, a lot of it is about how this person feels physically. Are they up for doing things, that require, manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics, as some examples. Now, the sun is also connected with action, and with the sun in the third house, the actions can be very quick. A person may be very quick-witted. It could be where the person really may be doing a lot of actions with manifold things almost simultaneously, sometimes. And going back again to that friend I told you about, that is the Gemini rising, the Leo sun, and the sun in the third house. I can remember one time where I was sitting outside, at my grandma's house, right, and the car started rolling back, right, in the driveway for whatever perplexing reason. And I barely, blinked an eye or two, and the Gemini rising friend, the sun, the third house friend, was like all the way to the car, and he was getting ready to open the door and stop it from moving. I mean, he moved like with lightning speed. So, the sun in the third house, what I'm trying to say is, may have played a little role in that, because the sun, again, is about our actions. And that, even though in that case was more of a reaction, but what he did physically was very quick as well. And the sun does have a connection with the physical body. But anyway, the thing about this too is the person may have a lot of action in matters associated with mental tasks, and doing communications, writings, even with mail in some cases as well, and things that require cerebral ability, and just being inquisitive, asking questions that are needed. And also too, the sun is connected with the biological father in children, so these people, may have figured more prominently in one's early education for better. Well, the children, generally aren't going to have a role, I don't think, in the early education, because most people aren't going to even have children until they're at least like 19 or 20 or so. But the biological father may figure prominently in the early education, and the children and biological father may play an integral role in information that is assimilated in communications. And also too, these people, the biological father and children, may have, Gemini-like qualities, because it's the third house of Gemini. These people may be mercurial, loquacious, versatile, dexterous, mobile, animated, vivacious, as some examples. Now, the sun is associated with our confidence and self-assuredness. So the sun in the third house may feel very confident in matters that require cerebral ability, matters that require communication, assimilating, disseminating information, conversation. It could be also where the basic character is the sun as well. So the basic character may often come out with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors. Now, the sun is also associated with where, how we want to shine, where we, what we want to shine in. And, when the sun is in the third house, this person may want to shine in matters with vehicles. It could be that person that's very proficient, say in auto or refrigeration mechanics and communication, in their early education matters that require dexterity, and it could be just simply in multitasking, showing versatility. These are some things where where this person may really desire to excel and shine and stand out in. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.